My bad, my bad. All right, so we're back at it. And, without wasting any time, let's get straight into it, man. So, Nikola Jokic, another MVP, right? And look, I think Shai deserved it. But another thing, I think there's a lot of politics when it comes to the MVP race. I heard someone who's pretty notable, someone who's well respected in this basketball world. He said, Shy, he's still young. Maybe if he can do it again, like have a performance like he did this year again, maybe he'll get it then, right? My thing is, right, if someone is spectacular, right, that year, they should get recognized for what they did that year, right? It shouldn't matter how old they are or how young they are. I mean, look at Victor Wembanyama, right? He crushed it. He crushed the races this year. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because he earned it. Who cares how old he is, right? Who cares? That doesn't matter. That shouldn't matter whether he's a rookie or not. That shouldn't matter what he's earned. And let's say Victor Wembanyama was able to pull the Spurs up into the playoffs, or let's just talk crazy. Let's say Victor Wembanyama was able to pull up the Spurs to fifth in the West this year. Would he not get it because he's a rookie? I mean, like to me that doesn't sound right, right? But still, with that being said, I'm okay with Nikola Jokic taking it, right? It's hard to go against Nikola Jokic. I mean, he is the most valuable player, and he has been for the last few years. Okay, so I can't really argue with that. They did them in OKC were tied, right? So OKC, I guess, had the a win ahead of them, but they had a tie record, right? So the win that OKC had in the season allowed them to take the first spot. But the thing is, the difference is, look at the team that Shy is working with, right? A bunch of young guys. Shy is a young guy himself. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm biased. Right? I got a lot of love for Shy. I think Shy is doing great this year. He represents for Canada, for Ontario. So, you know what? Of course, I'm gonna be a little bit biased, right? So, my vision on this might be a little bit skewed. And again, like I said, I don't have a problem with Nikola Jokic getting it. I don't see nothing wrong with that. So I'm good with that. I respect to Nikola Jokic for getting another MVP, even though they're struggling. You see how they're doing right now. Um, even though Nikola Jokic is the most valuable player, there's a lot of things that people don't understand with the Nuggets from last year versus the Nuggets from this year. There's a lot of things that changed from last year, right? So that's the reason why the Nuggets are struggling. But I wouldn't take anything from Nikola Jokic. He deserves it. He deserves it. So moving on to that's all I got for the MVP thing. I might expound on it another time, but today we're just gonna run through them quick. So I want to talk about the Knicks and the Pacers. But first I'm gonna make a phone call because we have a standard here at Quick Takes. I've never took back my word or my pick or anything. But I'm gonna call my I guess you could say my coworker on this channel, and I'm gonna see if I'm allowed to make a change. I'm gonna ask permission to see if I could make a change on this Pacers Knicks series here. Because I went with the Knicks initially, right? But after that game, I don't know. I'm seeing things different, and it's still a bold pick. It's still bold, right? Like I said, I did have the Knicks. I had the Knicks before the game started, right? That's how we do, right? But I'm seeing something a little different right now. But let me make a phone call real quick. See if I could get Jay on the phone. Let me see if I'm allowed to make a little change on this Knicks Pacers series. Let's see what he says, man. Let's see what he says. It, Jay,
Yo,
yo, Jay, we're live right now, man. But I gotta ask you something, right? The Pacers,
uh-huh.
the Pacers and the Knicks. Who did I
Mhm.
pick? Who did I pick before the series started?
Pacers, Nick. I think next.
Knicks, right? So
Yeah, even though you like Pacers. Yeah.
even though I like Pacers, right? So I'm just gonna ask your permission. Am I allowed to? We never take back our top, but am I allowed to make a change on my pick?
Of course, you're human.
Hey, no, I'm just saying. You tell me. You tell me. Based on the
Of course.
standards, based on our. So we'll do this for the
Yeah.
first time. I'm gonna make a change, and I think it's fair because even though the Knicks got one, I'm gonna go with the Pacers right now. All
Yeah.
right. So okay, all right, cool. So I'm gonna finish
Me,
off
me,
the huh?
me too. I like Pacers tonight.
Yeah. I like Pacers tonight and for the rest of the series, right?
Yeah. That series is going 7 or 6. 7 or 6.
Yeah,
I think
quite
7 or 6.
possibly. Yeah, based on the way things look, because there's
Yeah.
no
I
way
think.
there's no way the Pacers will wipe them up, but the Pacers and all right, yo. I'm not sure if they could hear you clear, so I'm gonna finish off the live, right? So I'm gonna make the change though. I'm gonna change for the first time. I'm gonna change our pick, but we're gonna change it to the team that took the loss in the first game,
I know it's a
right?
dangerous one.
Yeah,
That's a dangerous.
it is
One.
exactly right. So we're not cherry picking. All right, Skinny. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna link you after. I'm gonna finish off the live and then I'll link you after.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so for the first time, we're gonna make a change, right? We're gonna make a change. I'm gonna go with the Pacers. And you know why I'm gonna go with the Pacers? Here's why I'm gonna go with the Pacers. I think what happened in that game with the referee calling and all that, I think that put a bad taste in the Pacers' mouth right now. And right now, what you're dealing with the Pacers is a not an underdog team. Let me not say an underdog team, but a team that wants their get back. They want some get back, especially tonight. And don't forget, they already got a guy by the name of Obi Toppin who is not too happy with the Knicks, let's say. Okay? Because he wanted to stay a Knick, in my opinion. And you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for that, right? Um, and I think the mistakes that were made in the first game will be cleaned up. Remember, we're talking about Rick Carlisle here, right? This is no rookie coach. Okay? So again, Mit okay, no, not again. Something I have to let be known. Mitchell Robinson, he's out for the rest of the season. Okay? That is an issue. That is an issue. That puts more pressure on what's his name? Hernstein and Precious Achua. Precious Achua hasn't been looking too bad, right? But I'm glad that they're lacking size right now. I'm glad that they're lacking Mitchell right now, right? Um, so you got the get back. You got the get back for the Pacers, right? They want that get back. Mitchell Robinson's out for the season, right? Now we're gonna talk about who has the freshest legs in this series. Who's gonna be able to last out this series? The Knicks already have a pretty much like a depleted roster right now. Who has the legs to get through the rest of the series? Honestly, if I was gonna put my money, I'd say I'd go with the Pacers. Hey, you got a guy named Siakam. He's from Senegal. Those guys run like marathons and they kill it. All right, they kill it. All right, so Siakam, his legs ain't tired. Siakam, he's ready to get through this whole season, this whole series. Okay, so if I'm gonna go with who has the fresher legs, you got young guys. You got Nembhard. He's a young guy. Andrew Nembhard. He's a young guy. Halliburton. Yes, he does have the back injury, but he's a young guy still. I think he has the freshest legs. Okay. Who else do we got? Who else are we looking at? And let's make the comparison on the other side, right? Brunson. Okay. 40-point nights. How much more does he have left? How much more? You know what I mean? What do you expect from him? You want another 40-point night? How often is he going to be able to do that? Right? And they needed that. They needed that every bit of those 40 points that Brunson put up. Let's just keep it real. As much as Hart and DiVincenzo are definitely, they're bringing that whole Villanueva thing back. As much as they're doing great together, I don't know how much more 40-point nights Brunson has. If he scores 20 points, it's a wrap for them. I don't see it happening. Brunson cannot have a 20-point night and the Knicks win. Okay? So that's the thing. And I'm not mad at Halliburton. A lot of people talking about Halliburton. He's a young guy. He's allowed to make mistakes. He's allowed. So I'm going to give him a pass. It's just like that. And plus, the dog that Halliburton is, I'm not worried about it. I know he's. Oh man, you know what? I heard he's questionable. But for me, it's not a question, right? I think Halliburton plays. He gives it everything he's got. That's my opinion. If he doesn't play, I'm crushed. I'm crushed because that pretty much changes the whole dynamic, right? But as far as what I'm seeing, the get back is a big thing because what the referees did in that last game was, that's historic. That's history. The refs made history in that last game because if it wasn't for even the kick ball call, right, and then the screen, the refs, even if the refs give Indiana Pacers a game like that game right there, that was just that was rough. You had to let them play out that game. And the fact that they didn't allow the Pacers to get a fair game, I think that put a bad taste in their mouth, man. I think that, and you don't want to approach a hurt or a hungry dog. You don't. How I'm looking at the Pacers right now. They're hurt, and I think they're gonna come out angry, and they're gonna get one in New York and two in Indiana. That's what I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm looking at. All right. So what else do I got here? Let me see what else I got. I don't think I got anything else on that series. I do like Indiana as my young team. That's my young team. Boston, my favorite team in the East. OKC, OKC is probably just my favorite team. Period. And then Indiana's my young team, my young bull team, because Halliburton's my guy. So I hope the Pacers will get it. Like I said, I'm making a change. I'm changing my words, and I'd rather go for my team, even if I lose. I'd rather lose picking my team. Period. That's the way I look at it. So, and then the last thing I had was about the grittiness, right? Knicks are gritty, but I think the Pacers could get grittier. Pacers could get grittier, and I don't think Madison Square Garden. Well, it's not whether I don't think it shouldn't matter. Madison Square Garden shouldn't matter after what happened the other night. All bets are off. All bets are off. It's go time, all right? But then that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for from the Pacers. So I can't lie, I'm a little confused about what's going on between the other series with Denver and Minnesota. When I check the schedule, it looks like they play Friday. I'm not sure why there's so much time in between. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a mistake that NBA.com made. So I thought they'd be playing tonight. I just assumed that they'd be playing. I didn't even really look, right? I just assumed Minnesota and Denver would be playing tonight. So I'm not going to get too much into Minnesota and Denver. Just in case they're playing, though, this game would be in Denver. It's a vital game. It's tough for me to call. It's tough for me to call. Like I said, we said that Denver would have a problem. Now Denver has a problem. They're down 0-2, right? We called it before the season started, right? But now they're down 0-2. But now the issue is, right? Jamal Murray, you could tell he's not 100%, okay? Without him being 100%, last year when I called the Denver Nuggets to make it to the finals and possibly win the championship, last year we did that. And one of the stipulations for that was everybody had to be healthy. That's what I said last year. Everyone had to be healthy for them to get to the finals and win the championship. And everyone wasn't healthy. Everyone wasn't 100%, but they were they were playing, right? They played all the way up until the end. They won the championship, right? Jamal Murray was probably 85% last year. This year he's looking more like 60%, 65%. So that's not going to cut it. And it'd be insane to see them go down 0-3, but it's quite possible if you think about that game the other night. I mean, what are they going to do to make a difference? I mean, if Nikola Jokic is struggling, right? Put it that this way: if Nikola Jokic is struggling, right, and Jamal Murray is only 60%, that's pretty much a wrap right there. It's like, you think Aaron Gordon is going to win you a series? I don't think that's going to happen. You got guys struggling who can't really afford to struggle, like KCP. He can't afford to struggle, but he is struggling, right? So, like I said, I don't know what's going on with that game tonight. When I check the schedule, it looks like they're playing Friday, but things do look even worse than I thought for Denver, because I thought it would be a battle, right? I thought Denver would be in trouble, but closer to the end. I didn't know they'd start in trouble, right? Because like I said, I know there's injuries, right? But I thought maybe as the series goes on and those nagging injuries start to stick its big head out, I thought that maybe Denver would start to lose momentum. But their momentum was gone before the season even started, it looks like. Like they just didn't have it for these young guys. And let's not take away anything from Minnesota. Minnesota is playing really well. They're being coached really well. Even in that loss, not in the loss, even when they were blowing out the Denver Nuggets, they still they wouldn't let up. Like when they had the Nuggets by 30 points, they were still playing like they were down by 10. That's some good coaching right there, right? That's some good coaching. To be up by 30 points against a team like Denver, and to keep it steady, and to keep it just keep it going. You're playing like you're down by 10 and you're up by 30, right? So that's something that worries me as a fan of of the Thunder. That worries me about the Minnesota Timberwolves, because again, we called it that. But I'm not gonna say called it, but my hope was for Minnesota was for the Timber. Sorry, my hope was for the Thunder to meet the Timberwolves instead of Denver in the semis, right? So it's looking like that's quite possible right now. That matchup between the Thunder and the Timberwolves, and I hope I those two teams look pretty good. Two young teams. I don't see them. I don't see them getting tired anytime soon. They're gonna play out this whole playoffs to the end, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing to watch, the Timberwolves and the Thunder. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. But again, just to recap quick, I got the Pacers tonight because I think they're not too happy about what happened the other night, and that you might see them win 3 games straight. Don't be surprised if you see the Pacers find a way to win 3 games straight. All right. So that's my call on that. And then when it comes to Denver, it's a tough call, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost a third straight game tonight in Minnesota. You got those hungry fans. They're gonna be like, what could really go wrong? I'm really going off of that last game, the second game. So I say Denver goes down 0-3 tonight, and it'll be a sight to see. So we'll see what that looks like. That's gonna be it. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning at some point. And yeah, y'all have a good day. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.